correctly in a good path with, and then other things they made horrible. So, reaching out to people who are creators of this game, meaning like people who create content on it, meaning like if I was to play it, do a playthrough of it, playing as one person with like only this weapon, or can I beat it with using only this or that, right? What could have actually made the runs more viable and with people wanting to stick around could have actually stuck, while also other things ruined the game. Now, I can say having creators give their feedback about the game actually is good, but that feedback should not only come from creators, it should have been the entire player base. Okay? But the next thing is, I will show you not many people are playing, because we're going to hop onto my New Game Plus character, which is just New Game Plus. Literally, all the weapons will say New Game Plus as well. It'll be like, when I say it'll say New Game Plus, it won't say like Pistol New Game Plus. It would just be Pistol with a plus symbol after it, letting you know it's a New Game Plus. Which, by the way, New Game Plus gives you where you can level up a little further. But what could have sold this game a little bit more and kept more of its player population, okay, the hence player pop, right, being their population, or whatever I named this for the live stream, it is dead. This game is dead. Like, yes, occasionally you will find players on it and people will join you, but in this case, it is dead. I'm in New Game Plus, and then the things they didn't really think about is when I join another player, or I'm inviting players in, or I want to look for a match, it'd be good to find people around my area in the game, but also locking it to only that bias is what killed this game's player pop a little bit. Because let's say I have a friend that is a little further in the story than I am, but I want to go play with them because they're my friend. Sorry, but he's too far in the story. What? I'm sorry, what? Okay? That's already a what. Like, why? Why is that a thing? Second, if I'm solo right now, let's say my character's at the level it is, I've already beat the game, let's say I'm just looking for other people to play with, so I'm hitting search game and I'm trying to find other people while my friends that do play the game are at work or doing their own thing with their own lives, because everybody has a life outside of just gaming only. Why can I not join randoms lower than me? And what I mean by lower than me, if I went to search for a game, it wouldn't find one. Not even in No Game Plus. It will not find people. What it'll do is actually go from searching to creating game, meaning I'm now hosting. Because no one's playing. Okay? Now, we've already been over one small bit of that. The next thing is, they're like, oh, durability. We want durability in the game, but we made it so okay that it's better than all the other games. Guys, it is not. It's horrible over here. Okay? The reason I'm saying that, if I go out right now with any one of my weapons, any one of these, and I go for kills, okay? With me being on a level 34 weapon, with the Crescent Blades Plus, hence it's a New Game Plus version of this, which means they're going to be stronger because they have to match my level, but the durability is horrible. So if I go outside and we go kill a couple zombies, right? Let me show you guys how fast I can fly through the durability of weapons. We'll go to these. Actually, you know what? Even better yet, my stronger weapon. We'll use it instead of the crescents. Okay? To show you what I'm using, it is this. It's not a New Game Plus version. It is just the Damaging Mutilator Katana that I had before I went to New Game Plus and then leveled it to my level 34. It's not even a New Game Plus version of the Mutilator Katana. Okay? But if I quickly hop over this fence and we just go mayhem on some zombies right quick. This game was full. I've only killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zombies, and I'm already a quarter of my melee weapon gone. A quarter. Look to the bottom right. See that little purple symbol with the sword in it? That is my till my weapon breaks. When that goes all the way down, turns red, and breaks is when it breaks. So far, we've only slayed 6 zombies with this katana. Okay. Nightstick. I'll sell that. 7, 8. We're at 8 zombies right now. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. I'm already over half mine done. Over half. At 18 zombies, we are over half. And I'm just in the main street section here. Okay, just wanted to point that out. Okay? So 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 zombies in. And that is my durability of what's left. I'm still right here. I have not progressed to going towards a storyline. Are we already seeing an issue? I'm not going to go to the weapons totally broke. But on top of, okay, let's go to the map. On top of the map being kind of okay on size, right? Because it goes from the boardwalk down to here. You can actually go into the sandy areas. There is the military area and all of that you can go into. But you're forced to fight a good portion of zombies. I mean, some of those I could have ran by, yes. But when people play a game that is a zombie game, they're not looking to not kill. They're looking to fight the zombies, especially if there's a weapon. And the thing of the game is to beat it, but also at the same time survive the zombies, right? People, when they get a weapon, is going to try to fight said zombies. We don't want to repair our weapon every 5 seconds. The best way I can say that is this video is not even that long right now, and I'm already to the point of over half the durability gone. We're down to probably about, we'll say, 12 more zombies, and my weapon will break. So now I have to repair it. That repair not only cost the repair items, which I already have in my inventory, but it costs money. Okay, so if we look at the repair cost, it is $694 of the in-game money, which I have 618, so that's actually going to put me to 89,000 instead of 90. And it actually requires parts. But actually, in this case, I think it's just the cash. But it's cash, and then when you upgrade, by the way, guys, not only does it cost the items to upgrade it, for instance, if I go to the nightstick here, and let's say I wanted this, the superior lightning onto this, right? Which is the electricity mod, electrocutor or whatever, right? It's going to cost me 10 scrap, 8 fasteners, 6 electronics, and 5 synthetic fibers. But notice that where it says fabricate, and to the right of that, it's also going to cost me $3,128. Why? I have the parts. I'm using the table, yes, but I have the parts. I'm not buying the parts. I'm not paying someone to craft this for me. I'm crafting it myself, utilizing the materials I own. Why do I need to pay for that? It's like me going, oh, I need to do my laundry. I got my detergent. I got my clothes. I have my own washer. But you know what? I have to put a quarter into the washing machine to use it. But I own it. Right? Makes no sense. I should not need that. Okay, I shouldn't at all. Do you feel the pain there? I should not have to pay for my materials I already own to upgrade my weapon. It should just be the materials only. That's one problem. Two, the durability on how long weapons last is horrible. Not good, not bad. Horrible. It's atrocious. It's stupid on how fast things break. I'm not saying like because they're breaking is bad. I'm saying how quick they break is bad. Okay? An average mission in this game is going to be probably between 10 to, we'll say 10 to 30 minutes long, depending on the mission and what you're doing and how many things you're searching, opening up the different areas, right? We'll say between 10 to 30 minutes is going to be a mission. In between each section, there's going to be zombies you are going to be able to avoid and zombies you are going to have to inevitably kill. With that being said, why is everything breaking so quick? On top of sections that literally ask you, kill everything before you can move forward. There are sections in the game that has that. Durability breaks so fucking quick. Okay?
Gotta be more than strong now. Gotta have like smarts and stuff.
It's just horrible. Do I like the game? Yes. Is there aspects I wish that would change? Yes. That needs changing? Fuck yes. Weapons should last about 2 times the durability of what they are lasting right now. And then that would be a good game. That way I'm not playing a repair walking simulator. I actually play a survival game. Okay, I'm not having to spend every 5 seconds to try to find a workbench to repair my items. That way I'm actually playing the game. Hence, repair simulator. This isn't Dead Repair Simulator. This is Dead Island. I want to be able to explore, move around, not be stuck at a fucking table for half my gameplay. Like, just those 4 zombies, and I'm already a fourth of my durability again. Hold on. We killed 4 zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be my 5th one if I went for him. Look at my durability. Look how much is already gone. Already. It's not a sliver. It's a fourth of my durability. And to make this even worse, okay? Even worse. There is nothing on this weapon that is removing durability. Increases damage, does not affect durability. Maiming zombies weakens them, triggers an explosion that also weakens nearby zombies. Attacking weakened zombies, build fury. Does not say it affects my durability. Lightweight increases attack speed but reduces force. Not durability, force. And my item breaks way too quickly. Actually, to be honest, I have one thing that affects durability, and it's not to make it worse, it's to increase it. Sturdy handle increases durability. Imagine if I didn't have a sturdy handle. I wonder how fast this thing would actually break. Because it's already breaking really quick. And this has increased durability. And I went through 20 zombies and only probably could have done 12 more. So about 30 zombies is this, like 30, 35 zombies is about what this one sword can do.
Man, I am hungry again.
which is properly just probably 5 minutes of gameplay. That every 5 minutes, I'm gonna have to be stuck coming to the table. That's why I'm saying every 5 seconds. It's a very short, abysmal amount of time. Okay. And that's with increased durability, guys. It's supposed to have better durability, and yet it is breaking within 25 or 30 zombies. Which is only 5 minutes of gameplay. Do we not see an issue with that? Now you can say, yeah, you can carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weapons on you, but why? Especially when I need to make money to buy the new blueprints, the mods, the other weapons to continue to upgrade my weapon. Why would I carry 8 weapons? I would rather carry 2 weapons that I focus on and then have my inventory open to collect weapons that I can sell. Especially with doing that, what makes this even funnier is when you have to repair your weapon, spend money, to upgrade your weapon, spends money. And when I say like upgrade, like I don't mean just throwing the attachments on. I mean literally getting it to your level, making the weapon match your level so that way your weapon is level 31 or 34 or 35, going up through it, right?
I got a lot of cash burning a hole in the
But
register. If you ever
now
need
to
to help
actually
us out.
get your level weapon, like right here, 34, you guys can see it is a Maiming Superior Red's Demise New Game Plus katana. It is 25,970. I only have 90,618. To make this even funnier, if I go to details, killing a zombie gives moderate damage boost. Okay, not bad, but that locks my perk area. So now I could throw a mod and 3 empties. You know what's funny? This doesn't have. Hold on. Not this one. Sturdy handle for the durability, which means it's going to break 1 to 2 times faster than this breaks. Which means that 25 to 30 zombies, I'm only getting 15 to 20 zombies. And then the shit breaks. Like, developers, did we not think things through? I get it. You want things to break, to have an aesthetic feel to that, but don't make it every 5 fucking minutes, bro. And then expect people to have to grind out cash that not only goes towards the upgrade bench, the repair bench, and buying the weapon. You see the point I'm making here, guys. It is horrible.
Blue Crab is more of a general store.
And the funny thing is, he sells this thing for $25,000, but I bet you if I got this and went to sell it back to him, it's only 6 or 7 grand I make. Like if I was to sell this weapon to him, it'd only be 6,000 sold. As you guys can see, this is like 10 grand. But it has like all the different mods on it and stuff like that, so I'm guessing that's what's raising the cost. But to be honest with you, like 9 to 10 grand per item, but yet I have to buy the item at literally double the fucking price. Legit doubled the price. So not only am I going to be downscaling my cash every time I need to upgrade my weapon with him if I'm doing it that way, but if I do it this way to match my weapon to my level, for instance, do I have anything I can do that with? I should over here actually. Hold on. 31, 31, 30, 32, 33. So let's see. Let's say I wanted to do the 33, 33. I don't have another gold in here, so we're going to have to do a weapon I didn't really care about, but we'll do, for instance, the shovel, because it is a level 30. So we'll say the Blading Edge New Game Plus version of the shovel you get at the very beginning of the game. Let's say I wanted to level that up. For some reason, I thought it was good. Not only is it going to be $20,000.80 to match my level, okay, it's literally asking me as if I'm buying this weapon as a brand new weapon, not upgrading it, buying it as a brand new weapon. Not only would I have to do that, but look at its durability. If I wanted to repair it and upgrade it, the repair and upgrade cost itself is going to be 30,600, we'll say 30,720 or somewhere in there. We're just going to call it 30,700. Or not 30, my bad. I'm seeing 10 there. 23,700. And that is just to repair and level the shovel. That's not including if I needed to do mods where you can see like it is like $1,000, between $600 to $1,000 per mod type that you're throwing on, where you're literally bringing this up to being nearly like $25,000 to $30,000 just to add mods, repair, and upgrade the weapon. Doing every bit of that at the bench is worse than buying the weapon outright. Think of that. I got the tools and everything to do it, but it costs more than just buying the weapon outright. If I was to buy the weapon outright, which already has it at my level, already has it on full durability for 20,000, even, I'm only looking at 24,000 after the fact. 24,000 compared to the $25,000-$30,000. Why does it cost more for me to do it myself than buying it? Do we already see that? Like, if I was to go grab, it's like this. I already have the box of nails. I already have the wood. Let's say I already had the concrete, and I wanted to build my house. Yeah, you have to pay for your property. But let's say you already land claimed your property. It's your property. And I wanted to put a house on it. I already have all the materials to do it. I got my hammer, I got the saws, I got everything. Right? And let's say I'm doing it solo. It's like I'm having to go, this nail was $10, that one was $10. While I'm doing it myself, pay $10 more to the government just to build my own home. Just to build my own weapon that I already have the supplies for. I'm having to pay for it. In what world was that a good idea? I'm not trying to pick a game apart to be the most hating person of a video game. I get it. There's going to be things people like and things people dislike. There's going to be things I like that someone else might dislike. There's going to be things that I will dislike that somebody else will like. I'm not trying to be the meanest person. I'm just trying to give pointers to things that a lot of people probably would have looked at, and if it was reworked and made better, there'd probably be more players. Which I would love more players on Dead Island 2, guys. I would. I would love for a dev to stop by, see this video, and go, oh, shoot, you know, he has a point. And lower the prices in game for the shops a little bit. Lower the cost price to repairs. Like, you can leave it being 6 this or 6 that. Just remove the money cost. I already have the items. I'm not paying to get fasteners when I already have fasteners. Okay? So, with me already having the items, I should not have to pay $1,000 to craft it. Okay, I already have it. So, remove the cost of upgrades that way. To upgrade weapons, instead of it being like $10,000, make it be something that actually would be building the weapon as an upgrade. Because chucking my money at something like, oh, hairbrush, here's $5, become a better hairbrush, it is not real. Okay? And I know that's kind of being mean, but at that rate, what you would actually do is you would trade the hairbrush for the original price that you bought it for or a little bit less, right? Because people got to make money from you. So they're actually going to, buy it for a little less than its original price. So we'll say it's a $10 brush. You're probably only going to get $5 from it. You'll take that $5, combine it with another $10 from your wallet to go get a $15 brush. Okay? That's how upgrades actually work. You don't just chuck money at an object and go, oh, it's upgraded. So I'm not asking for super realism, but instead of being cash, I'm asking for, like, if I'm upgrading a weapon to a new game plus version or a level 34 from a level 22, make it cost items, not cash. Right? Items instead of cash. How about missions that don't need you to fast travel away and fast travel back 5 times just for one mission? Would have been 100 times better. There's a mission where you get a particular melee weapon and you have to collect body parts from zombies, okay, to get a legendary version of a weapon. But in doing so, you pull the sticky note after it tells you what she wants. You put the stuff in the pot. Guess what? Instead of it just auto updating to tell you the new parts for you to continue, you have to go to a fast travel point, fast travel away, fast travel back, rerun your happy ass back down there again, and then a new note is there with the new ingredients needed. Yeah, pick the note up, then you have to put the thing in the pot, and you do this 5 times. It's horrible. I don't know what dev thought that was a good fucking idea, but it's horrible. If he's still creating in Dead Island 2, fire his ass. And anyone else who thought that was a good idea, fire them. Because it's horrible. Okay? That should have already been an updating thing, as in, I go down there, stick the things in the pot. As soon as that check mark happens, it should go, new note on the board, new pot. Immediately grab it, immediately fill the pot, new stuff on the board. Then you can put your new ingredients in the pot. I shouldn't have to fast travel. Or at least I shouldn't have to go to a fast travel place, fast travel away, creating a load screen, fast traveling back, creating another load screen. So there's 2 load screens in order to get through the mission. So in total, if I have to fast travel 5 times, that is 10 load screens before I can complete the mission. On top of the time I have to run to the fast travel and run all the way back. At least if you're going to do the fast travel this way, don't make it where I have to run 100 meters to get to the fast travel and then run 100 meters back after re-fast traveling. If that makes any sense. Put the fast travel point, if you're going to do that, at the mission location, not 100 meters away. And then don't make the mission make you fast travel basically 10 times, well, getting 10 load screens to complete it. Not even 5. I should only have to fast travel, what? We'll say 2 times, which is 4 load screens. And that mission should be done. If you're going to do that, I should not have to get 10 load screens just to complete a mission. All right? No. Again, whoever thought that was a good idea, fire them. They do not deserve a job in your business or any gaming business that creates video games. Next, another thing that could have made this game a little bit better. I love the modification system where you can add like electricity to your bullets, fire to your bullets. That's great. But what if I like the aesthetic of one gun, but I don't like the attachments on it? And what do I mean by this? Let's take the rifle, or what AKA would be a sniper rifle would be in this game, is scopeless. But the AR gets a sniper scope. Like, well, technically, we'll call it a DMR. It's basically a AR platform that is semi-automatic, making it a DMR. Gets a sniper scope, legit a sniper scope. But then the actual sniper rifle, which is a bolty sniper, is iron sight. Make that make sense. But anyways, I can't go in and be like, well, I want the sniper to actually have a scope. I can't edit the attachments to the gun. I can edit the skills that's on a gun. I can edit, what's called the perks to the weapon. But the actual attachments, like a forward grip, a reticle, the stock that's on the gun, I can't edit that. And I hate to sound like that and sound mean, but I'm absolutely telling you guys the truth, okay? For instance, if I go grab this, okay? Let's grab the pistol. We'll set it right here. Okay? Run out here. Okay? Oh, this is oh my god, it's the golden version pistol. Which is like the grenade launcher pistol. Hold on. I need to find a better version of that for you guys. Here we go. Oh, actually, no. Revolvers can't really hold attachments realistically. I mean, they can, but they more than likely don't in real life. So we'll go with an actual pistol. Okay? Here. This is a 9mm pistol, basically. Or it could be 10mm. Based off of the Glock platform. Okay? Basically. Notice I can't throw a suppressor on this. There's no red dot attachment. There's no extended magazine attachment. Okay? The only things I get to do with this pistol... Okay? If I do this, I can do higher caliber. I mean, there might be something in here. It gives more ammo. I mean, I can increase the fire rate. I can do criticals. I don't see anything for, like, more ammo. Chance to reload some ammo, but it's not, like, actually adding more ammo to the magazine, right? So there's no extended clip. There's no suppressor that I can throw on this. This is the only thing I get to add. And then it's like, what type of weapon damage? Like fire, actual physical damage, acid, electricity, all of that stuff. But there's no direct thing I can do. I mean, I can throw this on. I can do higher caliber and then throw on, like, faster reload speed, right? And then come down here and go, oh, I want the disarmor perk added because maiming a zombie weakens them. This triggers an explosion that also weakens nearby zombies, which is great because, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to show you what pistols can actually do, okay? They're not horrible, but, in a zombie survival, you would like to be able to add attachments, be silent, create something you're not going to get a lot of noise. But maiming a zombie is actually not that hard to do with a pistol. Okay? Now imagine that creating an explosion. That explosion would actually lower the zombie's health a bit more, if not kill them. And I would be able to do more damage. But, like, guys, that is like 3 headshots as zombies taken. And guess what? Every zombie movie, every other zombie game gets it right. The lore behind zombies, if you shoot a zombie in the head, it is dead. Hence, Resident Evil going over the thing. But even then, they sometimes break their games as well, not making it right. But in that case, zombies are supposed to be one-shot kills to the head. We did not see that. Okay? And the cool thing is, guns don't run out of durability, but the one trade-off you get with it is guns get, like, very, very lacking. Like, here's the DMR I was telling you guys about, pretty much. Okay, a DMR... Okay, hold up, let's go outside. The sporting rifle here, which is going to be basically an AR platformed into a DMR, as you guys will actually see. Okay, it is basically, think of like a SIG or a, actually the best replicant way I could tell you this is think of a, what am I thinking of? what am I thinking? An AR-15, right? Think of AR-15, but it's semi-automatic. Okay, turning it to a DMR. There's nothing here I can change the fire rate with, but it basically gets a sniper scope, like an actual optic. At least an optic, right? And you can see basically it is a sniper scope. It's like a very low, like super zoomed out version of a sniper scope. But if I was to go grab an actual rifle, okay, like if I was to grab a legit sniper, let's see if anyone's selling it here. Nope. Is anyone selling it at our other locations? So we need to go here. We are going to go to, I want to say maybe Bel Air, maybe? To Emma's Mansion. I don't know if they're able to be shoppable yet or not, because some of them can turn into a shop. I don't know if I made it far enough to make them a shop. Oh yeah, here I can. No. Shotguns, which you can't actually add any attachments to. A nail gun. Alright, hold on. I might... Hold up, let's return to menu. Because I can actually take a step backwards to the pre-character, like the one it's not. You know, the standard version, where I can go into the standard Danny and not the new Game Plus Danny. Hit continue game, public. Creating session. Even though technically this should be loading single player, and then like the session should be created when I load into the game, it shouldn't be creating it beforehand because, well, I don't have anyone in my lobby. So what session is there actually for multiplayer at the moment? But if I come in, you'll notice I'm here. The good old same place. Hopefully on the character it has everything. Yep, here we go. So if I do this right quick, you're going to notice something. I picked up Peggy, which is the actual AR, which is an AK pretty much. The crossbow's okay. All right. Let's show you guys what's going on here. So if I do this, we do this. I come into this. You're going to notice this is a legit sniper rifle. Why is it iron-sighted? And to let you guys know, while I'm doing the dismemberment one, this is how, like, awesome dismemberment is. If I just do this, 14,000 damage for the leg shot. That was a one shot. Gotta reload. I killed everything in one shot. Shooting a leg. One of the big thick zombies. Watch this. If I actually make sure I hit the leg, he's gone at one bullet. So is everybody else around him. I just wanted to show that right quick. Okay? Oh, well, not all of them are completely dead, but that's okay. I missed. 28,000 for that. But dismemberment is great. It's a broken way to build your weapons. Alright. But the amount of ammo you carry cannot be upgraded. You can't make it where you carry more ammo. And the max amount of ammo you're allowed to carry, if I quickly just come in here and go to the rifle rounds, which technically is not what I need. Where is it? Medkit. Heavy rounds. So if I do this, that's all I get to carry is 18. One in the weapon, 17 on reload for the sniper. For crossbows, you get one in the weapon and 15 on reload. The nail gun. I don't know how many you get in the weapon, but you get 60 on backup. Pistols. You only get 56 on backup and whatever's in the mag. Rifle, which is your AR, by the way. This is assault rifles. You get 90 with however many's in the actual clip of the gun. 27, 24, and then you get 5 med kits. So if I just quickly do that, craft my med kits right quick, and I go to the AR, I'm going to show you guys exactly how much you actually get out of it. So you get basically 30 in the mag, 90 on backup. Here is your AR. You don't actually look through it correctly because what you're supposed to do is that V on the back of your gun there. You're supposed to look a little further down and you put that V where that little point in the middle, you aim with like this, is supposed to fit between the V closer to your eye. And then you use that to line up your shot like you do in game here to shoot. But anyways, I'm not going to go off with that because, it's not horrible. But your look around, how zoomed this is, and how ridiculous the aiming in this is, takes a little to get used to. It does. It doesn't feel like Call of Duty. It feels more zoomed in and more, I don't know, weird. It feels like I'm using like a 2.5 dot instead of the regular iron sight is the best way I could put that. It's kind of clunky in a way when you're aiming. Oops, guys, sorry. Got to turn the aimbot off. I'm kidding because I aimed at the ground. But anyways. Oh, that actually is a zombie. Holy crap. I just made it look like I have an aimbot. Hold on. Let me show you. Oh, it's not a zombie. It's a little, okay. It looked like a hunchback zombie for a second. Whoopsie daisies. But yeah, it feels really weird shooting weapons in this unless you're shooting from the hip. But anyways, like even the disc launcher is pretty cool. You gotta charge it up. And basically, you get a Fallout style weapon. Not bad. Okay? Not bad. But you only get a certain amount of shots with it, with a couple of reloads. You don't actually get to carry a lot. So again, you're coming back at the table not only to repair your weapons, but to craft the ammo unless you just get lucky and find it. Or you're buying it through shops, which means we're still at the table or this workbench a lot more often. So a good portion of your gameplay is right here, boys. You're just doing this. This is the screen you get. For a good portion of your gameplay. You're not actually running around out there for hours on end. Alright. That needs to be flipped. I should be seeing these a little bit, but I should have more playtime being out there and making memorable moments than staring at this. Okay? We need to lessen the amount of times I need to stare at this. On time of always constantly having to upgrade your weapon, always having to constantly upgrade the level of your weapon, so you get more damage, always constantly having to repair your weapon, always constantly having to craft ammo. There's 4 reasons for you to be at the table. That is constantly leaving you at the table. But to show you how busted my character actually is, we do this. We give 1 kick, get a dismemberment, get another one, they're dead. And some occasions, give a head kick, hit the leg, sometimes you can get 1 taps. But, yeah, we're constantly able to get into hordes, slash and crash the hordes. Anybody alive over here? No, they are not, but I've also went through a good majority of the thing. And these weapons are actually really good because you can actually kick the zombie, maim the zombie, kill the zombie. But the more zombie horde, like the more in a horde, the faster you can get your melee swing speed to be. But let's actually go to the table right quick because I wonder these. No, they don't have the ability that I want on them just yet. Because the ability I want on them is this one. I need one more of the other thing, and it would actually be doing the same thing this sword is doing right now. But yeah, sniper, absolutely broken. Another thing is when you go into New Game Plus, everything to the right inventory over here, this one, you get to keep. Everything in the left inventory over there gets reset, as in it's white on the New Game Plus. So you can see, here's what I have. Okay. This is before New Game Plus. This is what I had. Compared to if I go to my New Game Plus character, you'll notice something. It's not the same. So, for instance, I had this, I brought this, I brought this, I brought that. I did not have this, did not have that. Okay? So, if I wanted my New Game stuff, New Game Plus stuff to be over there, I would have to do this in order to transfer all these over to New Game Plus, which I can still get them in New Game Plus and get the New Game Plus variant of them. But at the same time, it's oof. Because I was like, do you get to keep your entire inventory? And my friend's like, yeah, you do. No, you absolutely don't. You keep the inventory to the right, not the inventory to the left. You don't keep it all. I'm not calling my friend out for that. I'm calling out this game for that. Okay? Like, horrible, this game for that. But let's return to menu. Click OK. We're going to character select our Slayer. We're going to do New Game Plus and Danny. Hit continue and hit play. And you'll notice I wasn't in New Game Plus. I was open to the lobby. No one joined. So the game devs to this can't say it's a perfect game, because if it was, I would still have players playing it with me. No matter how small this game is, with only, I think, 29, 39 missions, something like that. I think it's 29 that you do to beat it, with very minimal other things you can do in side quests, wouldn't matter. And you'll see right here, none of those weapons I have there are there. If I go to, where is it? It's right here. To the left, where's my AK? Where's the melee that was legendary? You don't get to keep it. So, yeah. That's a GG. But anyways, like I said, there's things that this game needs to work on. The next thing I wanted to show you is in map. Like, you have all this map to do, right? With very little missions. But it still feels like a walking, repairing simulator. Meaning, like, you just walk, like your simulation to walking distance between house to house or mission to mission, with repairing and building, right? Again, repair simulator. I feel like I am at the workbench more than I am actually killing zombies. Let's put it that way. For every 25 zombies I go through, I'm sitting at the workbench having to worry about upgrades, worry about crafting my ammo, worry about crafting my med kits, worrying about making sure I'm sorted for the next mission, where in a way that's good but bad at the same time, right? Because let's say I'm running a mission And the mission being the one we're currently on in the quest right now, Beach Offensive. Not only am I going to have to fight my way to the military base on the beach, I'm going to have to fight zombies in the compound as I'm completing the objectives I need to do. I'm going to be forced in one section to kill all of the zombies. I literally mean all of them. So weapons are constantly on the durability side of me having to repair, and it's too repetitive. And it's too much outside the game's content for me to want to say it's perfect. It's not. It needs a work. And again, with the one mission, which is that one melee you seen, it looked like it went up and hooked over like a box thing with teeth coming out of it. That's the melee weapon you get for doing the mission that has you fast travel 5 times, seeing 10 fucking load screens. It is horrible. Fire everyone who let that pass as a deal, as a weapon to get in the game. The quest could have been 2 fast travels, 4 load screens, and then the fast travel point being directly on where you're doing the objective, so you're not having to run 200 meters every time you go to fast travel. Because like 124 meters to the house where you have to climb over a gate, you have to climb over the gate and run all the way back to the fast travel, which is 124 meters. You're running literally 248 meters 10 times on top of, well, not 10 times, 5 times on top of. So if we done 100, well, 200 and what, 48 times 5, because that's how many fast travels you're doing, on top of the double fast travels, because you're having to leave that zone to come here to another place to fast travel back, with the total of 10 actual fast travels. Or I should say load screens going in between as well. Do we not see the issue with that? Because what you're doing is you run that 124 for the first time, you start up the mission, you finish the quest that you need to do, then you have to run all the way to the closest point, which is 124 meters. So you already ran 248. Okay. And then you fast travel to like, I think it's like Beverly Hills or anywhere else. And then you fast travel back to Bel Air, which is not Bel Air. You fast travel to that Roxanne's house, I believe. So you're going from Beverly Hills to Bel Air, then from Bel Air back to Beverly Hills. So you're getting 2 load screens because each one is a load screen. So you're getting 10 load screens for 5 fast travels. Okay. Not to mention the 200 that you're running, 248 per fast travel rotation. So if we done 228 times 5, that is literally like almost 1,000 meters you're running per, literally it's like 700 meters, guys. Nearly 1,000 that you're running just to complete this, creating more time on top of time that you're spending in the load screens in order to finish a mission. The fast travel for this mission should already have a place that fast travels directly to that mission objective. There's missions in here that are stupid. Okay, I will tell you that. And one of them is this. Okay. The main quest ain't horribly bad set up. I mean, it is kind of bad, but it's not, I won't, I'll say I've seen worse. Okay. But when you get to the ending boss battle, where let's say you complete one part of it, so there's like 4 steps where you have to like get zombies to break a certain thing, to use the said thing near the stage, to throw the zombie when it's too close to the speaker, to get the electric arc to go onto it, so that way the zombie becomes damageable. Once you do that, he leaves for a millisecond. It gives you the quote, he will be back. And then you move to your next section, which is a little further back, where you do the same thing. You have to get a zombie to break the thing, to be able to grab that ball, to run forward on the stage, to hit the zombie again. And you have to do this 4 times, getting further back in order to run towards the stage to do this. If you die or your squad gets wiped, instead of having a checkpoint at each section to where you just run to that new section again, you restart at absolute zero where you have to watch the fucking cutscene or skip it and redo every step again. There's no checkpoint. So if you spend 30 minutes whittling this guy down to the fourth, let's say the fourth objective, last 20% of his health, and you die to something stupid. Let's say, I don't know, like you're far enough away you shouldn't get hit, but for some reason the game glitches out and lets you go down. It's happened. Trust me, it's happened. Now you just wasted that 40 minutes because you're right back to having to rewatch the beginning cutscene to start the boss fight and having to run all the way through the boss fight with the boss being back on full health. Do we not see the issue there? It's horrible. Okay? Especially when you can die to stupid shit. Like, dude, I've had zombies spawn out of thin air and kill me during one of my missions before. You have to carry this one thing up, like, through the fucking Sterling Hotel. And you have to chuck it over the stairwell, climb up the stairwell, grab it, and keep going. You have to go up 2 flights of stairs, mind you. Okay, on top of the running distance it takes to run it. All right? The game spawned a zombie directly on my character and got me killed. It didn't crawl out from a wall. It didn't like come through a doorway. Legit out of thin air where my character was 2 feet away, it spawned. And because I have to carry the heavy ass object or try and drop it, I walk slow as fuck. So the zombie got to one tap me and I had to restart that whole entire process. It happened on stream. It's fucking horrible. Okay, when shit like that happens, especially due to bullshit. All right, video games. If you're going to have something where a player needs to carry an object and he has to walk really slow, do not spawn zombies directly behind him, and do not spawn zombies, well, when I say directly behind me, I mean like if I have to walk backwards to face the zombie, don't spawn them behind me, like COD is trying to do right now in zombies. Second, do not spawn zombies in thin air directly on the player. Make them crawl from a window, come out of a broken hole in the wall, or a fucking doorway. The zombie should not just have figmentation straight through the air, as if you get to watch him get replicated by spawning in. Okay? Should not ever be a thing. They should spawn behind something and come out of said something, not thin air, directly on the player. Okay? Yes, I could say this because yesterday I had to carry something up 2 flights of stairs at the Sterling Hotel. My character had to walk slow as fuck carrying said thing. And I reached the very top floor and was making my way to go across the little bridge section to get to the main doorway of the area I'm taking it to. And a zombie just poofed directly on my character, literally directly standing on my shoulder, poofed on my shoulder, and then slapped me and sent me to restart the carrying all over again. Horrible. If you're going to do that and you're going to want it to have to come after the player and it's in front of them, at least spawn it behind an object, because again, I'm going towards a doorway. There's a pillar. Spawn it behind the pillar. It walks around the pillar, comes across the bridge directly at me. But it should not spawn directly on my character. So yes, there is a lot of things wrong with this game that I feel like developers could have made 100 times better. That would have kept a goodly, at least 40% more of its player population. Not to mention the other stuff that is kind of oofed with it as well. Like their DLCs that you pay for is half-assed. I can't say all of them are. Let me actually reiterate that in a better way. The very first DLC, which is the one you get for picking up right down there, that DLC is actually good. The DLC so far after it that I played is horrible. And one of those is the... Hold on. I need the map again. Is this. SOLA. I have the gate, but I have nothing else because I got to complete, like, get further into the game. Okay? But anyways. Right here is horrible. Okay? It is a festival that looks like a circus that looks like somebody just slapped it together, rainbow colored everything, and then said, okay, that's the DLC, now just make a storyline for it. Literally, that's how it feels. And I don't know how much the original asking price for SOLA is, but I don't feel like it was worth the asking price more than likely, because I bought the knockoff, like, you know, when the game goes on sale, so it was like, oh, $11 for the highest version of this game, right, is when I bought it. But usually I love Dead Island, because I'm not gonna lie, I played Dead Island, Riptide. I played them both, okay? But one thing that the devs screw up on all the time is something players wanted. They'd done it for a good portion of the stuff over there, and the dev said, fuck you, is the best way I can say that. Because, yes, there was, like, durability to the weapons over there, and then what did players go and do? Because they didn't have to repair or constantly keep getting a weapon every 5 seconds, they modded the game, okay, to the point where weapons had infinite durability. They never lost durability. They done a crap ton of fucking damage, because, like, when you're sitting there, you don't want to fight the same zombie for 10 minutes to finally kill it. Okay? You fight the one zombie and you move to the next. That's how people want to be. So it's not boring. You're not repetitively going against one zombie constantly. You're actually being able to at least move forward, take a step, and feel good about fighting the zombie, winning the fight, and moving to the next one. You're not standing there for like 10 minutes fighting the same one. So people made weapons, again, that had infinite durability and like 10 million fucking damage. That way players can actually kill the zombie and be like, oh, fuck yeah, this is cool, man. That's a cool weapon. I like that. And it was getting glowing reviews compared to what Dead Island at base was, right? That's the same with, like, even Skyrim and Fallout. There's people out there that modded the game to add particular things that some players felt should have been in base game. And I agree with some of it. Some of it I don't, but some of it I do. Like being able to max perk your entire character. Fill every perk hole in Fallout. I feel like that should be plausible. I mean, if you're surviving long enough, realistically in real life, if I learn something, I still learn something else. Just because I have 30 points now doesn't mean I can't get 30 points later. So being able to fill everything is actually, I feel like it should be plausible. Especially like when you level up in a game, you're doing it because you want to become stronger. Yeah, like you can make the zombies around you a little bit stronger, but balanced to the point where like because you're leveling, you are becoming stronger. You're not like tied to the point where it takes 10 hits to kill a zombie. You get 10 more levels, and then for some reason the higher, like when you're up, you get the higher version of the weapon that's, you know, level 10, and then the zombies are now level 10, so it's still 10 fucking hits to kill a zombie. Like, don't do that. At least let the zombies fall about four, we'll say 4 or 5 levels below the weapon level every time you get 10 levels. That way weapons can actually feel like you're getting stronger. You're not just in the same world consecutively. Because when you level your character, what's the point of leveling it if you're never actually getting stronger? You're not. Okay? The point of leveling is to get stronger, to then make the game feel easier later on, not keep the game at the same shit it's been. Sorry, guys, I have to rant about that. And I'm not saying make the game so profusely fucking easy that, no, it's like the 10 million damage weapon, but at least make it feel like it's not 10 hits no longer, make it like 2 or 3. Right? Find that sweet spot. Where at first it's like harder to kill zombies, right? You're having to hit them 10, 12 times. And then you level up to a good level, right? And then it goes from 10, 12 times to being like 8 or 9. And then you level up further. And then it goes from 8 or 9 to being like 4 or 5. And then you level up to max level, and then it's like 2 or 3, right? To kill a regular zombie. And then the boss zombies can still be like 8 or 9, right? But don't make it where everything super scales with the character exactly balancing. Like if the weapon level is 10, the zombie has to be 10, so it stays 10 hits at a time. Don't do that. There's a reason people want to level in a game, and it's not to feel like everything they just worked for was bullshit. Make them actually feel like they're accomplishing something, right? It is the point of that. The reason you leveled is because you wanted that higher damage. You wanted to be a little stronger. So now you actually did that. So for doing it, you get rewarded with no bullshit. Okay? It is the best way to put that. And I hate to say that in the mean way, but at the same time, it's true. When you play a video game and you level, you don't want to be bullshitted. You want the accomplishment feeling, like you accomplished something. Same as like when you earn an attachment in Call of Duty. Instead of making it have like really bad effects and negates what you're trying to shoot for, you earned something. It should feel like an accomplishment for getting it. Next is not everyone wants to play with the meta build, okay? And when I say that, some people go for a weapon and build it the way they do just because it looks nice, okay? So let people build their weapon to be aesthetically good in how someone perceives it to look. So when you have three vertical grips, maybe some people don't want a really long grip. It looks fucking stupid to them. Maybe they want a shorter grip, right? But all 3 vertical grips should do the same thing for recoil control. Same. Then the, I'll call them slanted grips, but they're actually called something else. But the little slanted grips has like a little down that sticks off and slants a little bit, where you can actually fit your hand and it looks like you're actually holding a gun instead of a vertical object. You know, if you have 3 of those, they all 3 should do the same thing. And let's say it's ADS speed for those. Then ADS speed should be for all 3. And then your vertical grip is like vertical recoil, right? So all 3 vertical grips should be vertical recoil to the same vertical recoil. Not one does 3, the other one does 2. No. All 3 should be 3. Then for ADS speed, if it's 3, for the angled grips is what I'm thinking of. Then all 3 angled grips should be 3 on the ADS speed. That way, depending on which grip they like, because how the weapon looks should be up to the person. I mean, that's really all I'm asking for in video games is, let people build something that they like. So when they run around with something, it's something they think looks nice and feels good to them. Don't make it where they're forced to build specific things in order to run and feel okay. Because I'm pretty sure there's like a build out there that makes a certain gun go from like ugly to like a fresh look. So it looks really cool, like a brand new gun, but then it just acts wonky because the attachment just doesn't vibe in the game because they're stupid for what they actually utilize to say what the weapon does when this attachment goes onto it. Let people kind of build the weapons how they want to look really good. So when it looks really clean, people can be like, hey man, that's a good build. I like it. What'd you throw on it? Instead of, man, I see you got this forward grip that only does this. Your gun's fucking garbage. Right? Is kind of what goes on right now. Like, I'd like a little bit more flexibility to the guns. That way you can build for still good shooting, but make them look good. Or at least give me the option if I choose something where I can do customizations to said like version. I don't mean like the slide bar bullshit they do. No. I mean like actually change the appearance of how that exact attachment does. So that way I can be like, well, I want the thing that the long stubby gives me, but I want it to like the long, really, we'll say thick boy grip out there gives me, but I want it to be short and stubby. So that way it's hardly seen on the gun. Or maybe the hand covers it or something. Like, allow me to actually edit the object. So that way it still does the same thing, but I can look on the appearance of the gun and be pretty cool. Um, Again, with this, on top of adding like the damage types to the game and the perks your guns get, allow us to put attachments on them, like an actual ACOG, a suppressor, or compensator, different stocks would be cool. Maybe add camos, like skins, would be cool. Because there's guns I like exactly how they look and wish I could just put it on the build I want to run with the attachments I have, and they don't work that way. I have to run the other one, which can sometimes be like, oh, you need a pistol to have this attachment, but running that attachment doesn't work in the game position you're in, so you're screwed if you use it. Makes the pistol look good, but you're screwed on damage. Right? Allow me to actually skin pistols to, or in anything in game, really, like every weapon to have its own thing. Like, think of, so the best way I can say this, Borderlands, or not Borderlands, but Dead Island. Here's what I'm thinking: Dead Island story, Call of Duty movement and attachment mechanics. Think of Black Ops 7, Omni movement. Okay, where you can run forward, run backward, run left, run right. You don't have to turn. You just click the button and it goes, right? Make the aiming smooth, not draggy, not clunky, smooth, like Modern Warfare 2019 or Black Ops 7. Okay, like make it smooth. Um, Reticles, don't oversize them like Call of Duty does, and don't use stupid reticles. That blocks half the fucking sight. A red dot is fine. A small arrow is fine. Think of like Rainbow Six Siege, but kind of shrink it down a little bit more. So it's not as thick on the screen. It's just like a little red arrow. Again, a red dot, make it a dot, not a big chunky dot. Let's see. You could do a plus sign, but don't make it, a big chunky plus sign. Make it kind of like the red dot where it's, seeable, where you can see it, but it's not like thick, right? Even X's you can do, just again, plus sign, just turn sideways to look like a fucking X. Make it not thick, make it, actually where you can see it, but not super thick. I'm trying to think. I mean, there is a whole lot of different like reticles that are good that I can go over in Call of Duty if I ever want to do a video on that for reticles and just talk about like what makes them so bad in COD and would be better if the devs made them a little better. Camos. Um, if a developer wants to hit me up, I can actually talk to them about how to do camos to make camos look good, and I do mean good. I've done retextures to the combat shotgun in Fallout that people love. I made a steampunk, and I also made it's a new classic version that actually looks like it's a like someone took it apart and made their own version, like not own version, but like reworked it, like remodeled it a little bit to look better and upgraded it, but it looks nice. It actually has like a little, like I want to say a copper chrome kind of like stock outline on the back part of the stock with the actual still wood stock and all different types of stuff. It looks good. It looks really, really good. Um, but I could actually talk to someone about camos. And the next thing to do is like don't overuse a camo. And what does that mean? Do not Photoshop Call of Duty drag and drop the camo on the gun. You want the main portion of the gun to have the camo, but you want like the rail, the magazine, parts of the stock, maybe the hammer, maybe like the very edge of the barrel where your suppressor would go, or even your suppressor, like your attachments, like where the attachments go, to stay black or white or whatever offsets the camo color. If it's a dark camo, use very light offsets. If you're using a very light camo color, do dark offsets. But you want detail to your weapon. Don't Call of Duty just drag and drop it and just say, oh, that works. And another thing is, unlike Call of Duty, don't be lazy and make like 40 camos and they're all like non-animated, like really garbage, like browns and greens, right? Actually put some time behind it and you'll get a lot more people admiring the weapon. For instance, add more animated camos or has like effects moving through it and stuff like that, because the more time you spend doing that, the more people are going to like it. On top of, if you create packs that people can buy, like skin packs, or add something in the game that people can buy, if it's animated, it's more worth the money than it is buying something it just has a green or a crocodile skin look like Ubisoft or Call of Duty has done in the past. Animate them, make them bright, make them vivid, make the gun come to life. If you're going to be doing like a gun skin where it changes the skin of the gun, don't make it the same gun with just a camo on top. Actually change the gun, make it look good. Like, if you guys remember I think it was like, what, Cold War maybe? Or they took one of the guns and it actually had like a dragon's head at the front with dragon wings, stuff like that. That's cool. Do that. Make it worth my money when I buy it, right? Especially, it makes it feel like it's a new gun in the game. Even though it's not, it makes it feel like that, which makes the game feel better compared to making a gun that's drabby. It's the same gun. It's the same look over time. Something gets tiring. Don't do that. Second, constantly keep updates to your game that bans cheaters. If new cheat software comes out, it's immediately, like, oh, they're doing this because of this. Okay, fix it. Right? Where it's constantly on that cycle. If it's online play and you actually want to ban cheaters, don't just do ban. Don't just do an IP ban. There's parts in a PlayStation for every PlayStation where every part has its own unique ID. Okay? Same with PCs, same with Xbox. Alright, there's going to be some part in there that has its own UUID that's unique. Something that actually you can ban that hardware. So now on top of, do they have to buy the new hardware to put in their system, or they're going to have to go out and buy a whole new system. So it's going to bring that, cheat gap down from everyone and anyone, because you just buy a brand new account, hop on, they're having to buy a whole new system every time. So on top of their $100, $20 to $100 they spend on the cheat, Now they're spending another 400 or 500 per system they need on top of buying a brand new account. Right? So on top of the $10 account, a $500 to $800 system, and $20 a month for their cheat, right? Would be breaking a lot of people's banks. So they're going to think about it more and they're going to stay, like me, someone who doesn't cheat, compared to how easy nowadays it is to cheat. Because on top of buying brand new accounts, buy just a regular band, you just buy a new account. It's only that one account band. They just hop back in literally in the next 10 minutes after buying a $10 account that has the game on file, especially for Steam. If you ban on PlayStation and Xbox, if you ban just the account, you're not banning their game completely. You're just banning that account. They can load up, especially with Xbox, like under that free pass or the market system or whatever. If they got the stuff through that on that account, they download it and they can sign into any different account on that Xbox instead of their main account. And then once, like we'll say, Nebula 1 gets banned, sign into Nebula 2. Once it gets banned, sign into Nebula 3. Once it gets banned. And they just keep moving down the line to their banned ones. And then when they run out of accounts, they chuck those accounts, make new ones, and continue cheating. So just banning an account isn't enough. So ban the account and ban the hardware tied to their unique system. Right? Find something in their system that has a UUID that's unique. So when you ban that hardware for that specific device that is only in their system, right? Which every system will have like a graphics card, but a graphics card in, def would be like its ID number. So whenever it has an ID and it broadcasts its ID out to the part system in its computer, that ID should be prompted back in the ban. So that way, if you get a ban, it's the hardware. So when you do it, like, we'll say graphics card Tron 21 had UUID 145551, right? That 155 whatever one would be what's banned. So that way, now when they load up on a new account, it's banned immediately because that hardware's banned. So it already adds that account to a ban list. So therefore, they have to go buy a brand new system, right? That is what needs to be done. That's a better way to counter your cheaters in games. What else could we really particularly go over? To be honest with you guys, there's so much that we could do nowadays that not only would counter cheaters, but also make games better, especially with the mind and thought process behind it. But we went over like game system design literally last stream, so I don't have to go over that now. There's just a lot that could be done, guys, that I feel like is being flunked on, because instead of making the experience best for the user, it's try to drain as much cash from user before we move to our next thing for another cash grab, and not really something made for you as the consumer. You're the one who bought the system. I bought the system. We should have a say what kind of goes on into how the system is made, the type of like performance we want, and, well, especially game wise, a better cheat detection system and a way to ban cheaters. That's every game. Okay? Now, some offline games, or it's offline, or you're not really PvPing like this, like what I say cheating is bad, no. Because having guns that have infinite ammo and kill everything in one shot isn't really ruining another player's experience by them getting shot by it. You're just running through a campaign. But Call of Duty, on the other hand, with like wall hacks, aimbot, magnetic bullets, I mean, that definitely needs to be challenged. Make it harder to cheat. Or at least on the point of making it also harder to cheat, make it where some people don't want to cheat because it's going to break their bank account. That way we see a whole lot less cheaters in the game. Because it isn't going to be worth their time and money. It just isn't. So they're going to stay more reliable people. Secondhand, as a game developer, do due diligence to run gaming background checks. Like, let people look at the game, find the definitive stuff that you probably also are aware of, so we don't have the Nadia situation again. What does that mean? So the Nadia situation was a female Warzone Call of Duty player who, yes, was a cheater in Call of Duty, that the devs, literally a year after her being announced multiple times on, well, social media as a cheater, got paid by the developers to be flew out. So they paid her meal, her flight, gave her a new controller, and let her be the face of Call of Duty. For one game title, she was the face of Call of Duty. Think of that. And she was a cheater, someone with wall hacks and aimbot. Cheating, ruining the experience for other people. And the devs made her the face. All they do is do their due diligence. There's a dude that is, what's his tag? I forget what his actual YouTube is. He's a YouTuber, right now hated by a lot of the COD community for, like, streamers because, well, he catches streamers who cheat and try to hide it. And right now, a lot of their followers fall for the loophole of, I'm not cheating, so they're going to throw his name under the rug. But he catches people cheating in video games and post it. And points out where Nadia is using guns that have absolute zero recoil that should. And you can hear saying, I was beaming too straight in the thing, which, by the way, you can see the gun she's using was a gun that no matter how you built it, had a shit ton of fucking recoil. But in her instance, it just didn't. There was none. Okay, she was beaming people in parachute like literally 300 meters out with a gun that does have recoil, but for her, didn't. So if you're an average player, you wouldn't have been hitting the shots. But for someone with aimbot that auto fights the recoil control and stays locked onto a player, she didn't have none. With even more evidence of her literally no map knowledge, so there's no red dot on the mini map. The dude was setting still, as in, like, I even used headphones and listened. There was no movement sounds. She strafes up a stairwell and pre-fires a corner where she didn't realize he was on the other side of a wall. And literally was shooting the wall right where he was standing. Right? Because her map knowledge basically told her that he's right there. And when I say map knowledge, I mean cheats, wall hacks, right? The little red box or the little toothpick stick figure running around through walls. Yeah. Told her that a dude was there. And not to mention the dude was crouched, and she aimed pre-crouch level. She didn't go around as someone standing and taking a fight and dropping your aim as she's seeing somebody. Her aim was already crouch head height, chest head height, at crouch. Already saying she knew the player was crouched. Through the wall with no movement, no ping for intel on the minimap. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's horrible with how the cheat systems work right now. It's absolutely horrible. And there's a lot of ways to get around it. I mean, look at Rust. Yes, there's people caught significantly a lot making new accounts. But once they get past a certain ban number for making multiple accounts, they get hardware banned. Okay? They do. They get hardware banned. Like, the hardware in their system, the unique ID gets banned. So they have to either spoof it to hop back in, or, well, they buy a new account, spoof, and then hop back in, which means they have to know the technical know-how to spoof that ID for the hardware on top of the hardware that was caught and figure out exactly which one that was. But they're also looking at, buying a new account. But anyways, if COD and every other game done hardware bans, not just hardware ban. Make sure they ban that account. That way they can't sign in with the same account, grab the same cheats on a different computer. Still do the account ban, but do a hardware ban. That way, in case they try logging in under a new account, it'll auto ban them because as soon as they sign in and go to log into the game, it'll be like, oh, this hardware to this computer with this IP is banned. Right? And then it'll be like, ban the account. And they add that new account to the ban list. That account gets banned. So the player has to go out and buy a brand new system or learn the technical ingenuity know-how to spoof an ID for the part that is banned, and then buy the new account. And a lot of people aren't going to want to do that. Some people are just going to want to buy the brand new system because they got the money. Other people are probably going to learn how to spoof. But again, the amount of people doing that is significantly low compared to what it is now. As in, now you can almost get like a whole fucking team of cheaters in Call of Duty. The whole fucking squad can be cheating. Do the revisions I said about how to detect cheaters and ban them. I bet you probably run in maybe one every 5 games, every 10, something like that. So you're not consistently finding cheaters. And second of all, don't do lobbies that check cheaters, because the ones that are going to be, like, I don't give a fuck about the game. Yeah, they're going to continue cheating even if they get those lobbies. But the ones who want to play the game, doesn't want to get caught for cheating, once they know they get thrown into the pre-check lobbies, which is the lobbies where you have high ping or, you're versing other cheaters, and you can start seeing more awareness of like, hey, we got like 5-6 cheaters on both teams. This ain't a normal game. They're not going to be like, let me turn my cheats on. Cheat against the cheaters. They're going to turn them off. They're going to go really bad, as in they're not going to get the kills they would normally get. They don't play the same. Their KD drops. Once that happens, the game goes, oh, he's not cheating. Put the cheater back out with regular lobbies, while other cheaters that didn't care are the ones actually banned. We shouldn't be having those. If someone is actually suspected of cheating and there's good evidence behind it, that should be an outright a ban. Outright. And lastly, all cheats are not two of the same. Cheats is not only wall hacks and aimbot, but there's what you call third-party cheats. And third-party cheats would be modded controllers, modified to do shit they shouldn't be, where the game would have certain input registries where it's supposed to be calculated within a timer, getting alternated to where you can now have rapid fire. That's a cheat. Controllers that auto... the best way I can put this is, I forget what the actual term for it is, but it's where you press one button, it auto fires like 3 or 4 other buttons, or does shit for you. I can't think of the word right now, but if I do, I'll say it. Macros. Macro is what I'm thinking about. But having a controller that has a built-in macro, which is a modified controller, yeah, that's cheating. And guess what a macro is? It's something, it does something for you. Therefore, if I was to hold the R2 button, it auto pulls down to remove the recoil for the weapon. That's a macro. Also, aka cheating, because you're also removing recoil basically through a controller, a third-party way of cheating. Okay? Yes, modded controllers are cheating. Going out and buying controllers not built by the company, as in if PlayStation is not directly selling the controller and it's a controller built for PlayStation, technically I can say yes, you are buying a cheat. Because how do I know? One, you're not having rapid fire put in it, you're not having extra buttons put into it. Because let's be honest, the controller comes in that box or the Edge controller are the only ones sold by PlayStation, that's the only ones you should have. You shouldn't be having controllers that have paddles in the back to do like 900 more things than the actual PlayStation controller should have. Yes, it's ingenuity, and I'm glad you're being smart with something, but tisk tisk. You're modifying a controller that's modded. It is a cheat because it's giving you a unfair advantage over people having to use the normal object. And what is a cheat? Anyways, a cheat slash even mod menu is an unfair advantage. You're seeing people through a wall. You're giving yourself a crutch that other players do not have unless they cheat. Just figured I'd kind of point that out and make sure everyone is aware of cheats are not just wall hacks and aimbot and, all the bigger known cheats. A modded controller is a cheat. A Zim device, something that allows you to play mouse and key on a game that doesn't natively support it, that is online play against other players, is cheating. Okay, that is cheating. Just wanted to point that out. Sorry guys, I had to stand up and walk around for a bit. I am fat, but I'm not so fat that I don't walk at least. And I do also touch grass. I do go to the store, thank you. Bah, kidding. We're going over here. But yeah, just wanted to kind of point things out so everybody can... Oh, it's having me go up top, so I gotta teleport somewhere. Okay. So everybody can understand cheats, everybody can understand how to make a game better, and everybody can understand a lot of stuff, right? It's not the hardest... Oh, it's the map. It's not the hardest thing to do, okay? It really just isn't. And if game developers would actually sit down and take the time on the games like they should be, a lot of the issues we're having wouldn't happen. The infidelity of FPS drops and connectivity, that is just biased on a lazy developer. Someone who's copy pasted shit that's worked in the past, didn't really like review it with the new hardware, or just, doesn't care and was trying to rush through something and overlooked something, right? I'm waiting for Pombo to get on so we can actually go through and do our mission, which he's going to get on later tonight, so I'm going to play probably some Call of Duty or Minecraft. But I just kind of wanted to make everything out there known, / like my opinions about it known. So that way maybe someone that could agree could take it to a developer. Maybe the developer might agree and just get things patched out. And yeah, you can see we're already 20 out of 39 on the quest, by the way, and we are doing our New Game Plus, okay? So we only got 19 more missions to do, and we are basically done unless I want to do the side quest, Lost and Found progresses, which I might actually look into doing some of the Lost and Founds. But you guys get the idea. Hope you guys liked and enjoyed today's stream and rant for, this game. And now it's time for me to actually go make a stream of me actually like doing some stuff now and not just like talking and ranting, okay? I just needed to get shit off my chest about this game, about Call of Duty, about Minecraft. Now let's actually have some fun in the next stream.